Will Scott with Spec Mix down here at the Homan and Bernard booth with Mr. Joe? Tom. He's been in my pocket. In fact, me and Tom were talking a little bit earlier, and we saw that there were some issues going on in the industry, and it looks like you guys have come up with some solutions. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you got here?
Sure, I'm happy to do that. Can you hear? Good.
Absolutely.
So we've got our redesigned ladder eye wire. This is something that's very much needed in the industry. In the past, we've had a lap weld connection, which created some extra thickness that made it difficult to maintain the correct joint thicknesses. So with this butt weld, we have the strongest 2-inch continuous weld. Nobody else has anything like this, and we've invested in some machinery that will allow us to create plenty of inventory, and we'll be ready this year to release it.
I love when people are thinking ahead, finding ways, solutions for the industry when they run into a problem. Like you said,
Absolutely.
A little bit too thick when you got welded on the outside. So nice continuous line. I like that a lot. And kind of speaking of fixing industry problems, not only is Homan Bernard coming up with product fixes, also service fixes. So I'm hearing some whispers, Miss Erica, about a new program coming out for these stone anchors. Tell me a little bit about it, if you will.
Yeah, so here at Homan Bernard, we're excited at World of Concrete to launch our new Stone Anchor program. With this program, we're going to have 50% faster lead times on orders of stone anchors for 500 or less. So stop by the booth to get more details.
I think that's a great idea. If you're in this crowd, I know you have run into this problem. So many of these anchors are custom made. It takes a very long time to get them. So you guys are really going above and beyond to make sure the customers are getting what they need.
Yep, we want it to be efficient and fast for them.
Okay, good. One more problem the industry saw that needed to be fixed, right? And it's a problem with efficiency. So if you will, Mr. Jeremy, can you tell the people at home, all the mason contractors, what am I looking at behind me?
So Homan Bernard, for the better part of the last 10 years, has been on a mission to maybe not eliminate, but minimize thermal bridging in our masonry walls, right? So whether it's a condition like a passive house wall where we're maximizing the usage of insulation, as you see here, 10 inches of insulation, like not uncommon anymore. And we have to be able to do two things. Number one, we have to have anchors that are strong enough to support that kind of a cantilever, but also are optimizing the amount of thermal bridging that's actually occurring through here, right? So we're trying to, as best we can, minimize the movement of thermal energy from places that we want it to places where we don't want it.
For sure. Okay, so the length of that anchor, is it really strong enough to go all the way out and be able to hold a unit on the end?
Absolutely. Designed by H&B to be able to do so in all different types of load conditions.
Do we have a physical anchor we can see maybe the difference between your new design and the original design?
So a couple of different anchors that I can show you here. This is our new HB213 launch. This is a thermally coated anchor, coated on the backside, coated at the hook connection. This eliminates most of the thermal bridging that was occurring here. So you go from about a 20% R value reduction down to about 4.
Oh, wow. That is very, very
It's pretty
efficient.
awesome. In fact, if you wouldn't mind, I want to show you something.
Sure.
Take a step back here with me and tell your audience what you're looking at. But I've got 2 heat sources back inside that wall right there. On the right-hand side, these are all anchors that are not thermally protected. Left-hand side, they're all thermally protected. Can you see a difference in the 2 different stud conditions?
It's tough to see on camera, but I will tell you, it looks like an atomic bomb has gone off on the right-hand side.
Isn't that awesome?
And unbelievable that I don't see anything seeping through on the left.
So I'd encourage everybody to come over here to the Homan Bernard booth and see that for themselves.
Well, a big thank you to Homan Bernard for looking forward, making sure they're doing something good for the industry. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, friend.